no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. So on today's show, I'm going to break down the latest Raiders news. We're going to dive into some news as well around Henry Ruggs. I got some interesting stuff on Maxx Crosby, but I imagine the reason why a lot of y'all are watching is because later on today, I am going to be doing a Maxx Crosby Jersey Giveaway. So hopefully, here's your last chance. If you give me a follow on Instagram, you have a chance to win a Crosby jersey. But we're also going to be doing a lot of giveaways the entire year. We had a little bit of a complication at work, if you will. Somebody got sick, and well, I got to just produce my own video. So I just want you to wish us all, all well health here at Chat Sports. So first off, I do want to break down what's happening exactly with Henry Ruggs. About 2 weeks ago, I tweeted out that he had a little bit of a puncture wound. He got pinned between a trailer trying to help a friend move. Henry, I think everyone watching here would agree, you got a lot of money now in the bank. If you need help get moving, hey, hit me up. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. But he seems like he's going to be okay for training camp whenever that is. Also, it seems like that there's a pretty interesting rumor going out there right now that the Raiders actually not just the Raiders, the NFL in general could be going to maybe 2 preseason games, which between you and me, I would actually like that. That gives players a little bit extra chance for training camp and kind of just make sure that there's no crazy injuries, because that is something that definitely scares me. Some other news. Speaking of Max, he kind of, confident guy, and I respect that and I like that. So he basically said that he's going to go out and sack Patrick Mahomes, and he just said, hey, I just want you to know I'm coming. I love the confidence. If you want to have the swagger, Max, you just got to be able to back it up. So I'm hoping that we have another 10-plus sack season. If you can get another 4 forced fumbles, there'd be no reason why you couldn't have another great season this upcoming year. All right, so even though we're not live on YouTube, I do kind of want to do a live Q&A, and we're going to have some opportunities here because normally Friday's live show or my happy hour show, but it's still happy hour somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's 5 o'clock here in Dallas. So cheers to all y'all. If you're over 21, crack one open with me, and if you have any questions, hey, throw them in there, and then about, maybe like 20, 25 minutes from now, I'll announce the winner of the Maxx Crosby jersey. Sound good? Okay, let's get some questions coming in here. Whatever you guys want to ask, throw them in the bottom. If you want to join the show, hey, I'm up for just about anything right now. It's a Friday, and my weekend's right around the corner, and I'm glad all y'all are watching here with me. How about this question? I got a question for all y'all. How many, since we started off the show with Henry Ruggs, how many receiving yards do you see Henry Ruggs getting this upcoming season? There's a lot of targets to go around. I anticipate Derek to have probably like 4,200 passing yards. I got into a little bit of a debate this earlier in the week with my man, Big Tuna, and he was basically like, nah, Hunter Renfro's going to have over 100 catches. And I was like, man, that's a lot of catches. So for me, I was like, all right, well, how about, Henry Ruggs? So let me know how many catches and yards y'all think Henry Ruggs is going to have. And then let me click on some of these questions here. This one's coming in from Raider Nation Period News. Appreciate it. How many sacks for Cleveland Ferrell? So last season he had only 4.5. He had 2.5 against the Chargers. And I think he's going to be able to play a lot better. He's put on 13 pounds of muscle. And the one thing that a lot of people don't know when it comes to Cleveland is he was at like 262 pounds last season. And then he got food poisoning when he was in London, lost about 15 pounds, and was never really able to kind of get back up on his feet. Plus, he was dealing with some concussion issues as well. So I think Cleveland's going to have a pretty good year. I don't know if he's going to be able to rack up like 8, 9 sacks, but if he can just get around like 7, 6.5 sacks and be productive, that's another reason why we went out and signed Carl Nassib to that 3-year, $25 million deal. So, all right, let's get some more questions coming in here. I see one from B_Raider Swag. Do you think we put the Joker in for some 2-point conversion packages? I'm guessing you're talking about Lynn Bowden. I did see that there was a report out there that Marcus Mariota was going to play this like Taysom Hill type role. Yesterday on my Raiders Report show, I gave that one only one Chucky head, and I said that I think the Joker, Lynn Bowden Jr., is actually probably going to be more of that, Taysom Hill type player, because in college he won the college football award for most versatile player award. I believe he was like 35 of 77 for passing, which isn't great, but you still at least have that threat. Led college football in rushing yards per game, or rushing yards per attempt, with 7.9, close to 1,500 yards, and then catching. I mean, he even had 30 receptions. So if you're looking for a joker to play that Taysom Hill role, I'm telling y'all right now, it's Lynn Bowden Jr. It's not going to be Marcus Mariota. All right, let's get some more questions. Let me see what I got here. If I can click on it, it's not clicking. Next question's coming in from Hope_Curtis0210. How many yards receiving will Jacobs have out of the backfield? It's a good question, right? Because I think if Josh really wants to take that next step, he's a great running back, no doubt about that. When you look at running backs in terms of yards per game last season, he was third in the NFL behind only King Henry and behind Nick Chubb. He was in front of guys like Christian McCaffrey, in front of guys like Ezekiel Elliott. So for me, for him to really take that next step, it needs to be in that receiving game. And he only had 167 last season. So for me, I'm thinking that he's going to be probably around like 250. If you guys see the camera move, Alex is in the background trying to not bump it. So just so y'all know that. But I'm going to say he's going to be around like 250, 300 in general, just simply because we have Jalen Richard still. Now you have Lynn Bowden, and maybe some of those dump-off passes, they might even go now to a player like Richard or, like a Henry Ruggs. And as much as I love Jacobs, I kind of wouldn't mind Henry Ruggs getting the ball in the open field. So, all right, does anybody want to join the show with me? What do we got? Go live with. If you want to join the show, just click where you can do that, and then we'll get some people here on. And if you're over 21, we can have a little bit of a drink here as well. So we are going to be doing a Maxx Crosby Jersey Giveaway in about 20 minutes or so. And the question is from your boy Isaiah_101. So what's your prediction on Maxx Crosby sacks this year? For me, I know a lot of people don't like when I say this, but I actually anticipate less sacks for Crosby. And I think he is an incredible player, and I actually think he's going to have a better season this year, right? And if you'd ask Max, how does that, how do you impact the game better? I think he would say in the running game, maybe forcing a little bit more turnovers. Yes, he did force fumbles, but I think for him, it's not just about sacks, it's how can our defense be better? And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Arden Key plays a lot better. Carl Nassib's going to be able to produce more. I think P.J. Hall takes a step up. Even Jonathan Hankins in the run game. We have Corey Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski. We just have a lot more playmakers. What does that mean? If we can get, let's say, 45 sacks and Max has 8 of them, I think he and the entire Raiders fan base would take that instead of us having 32 sacks like we did last year and him having 10. We're a better defense. We're going to be better, but I do think it takes a little bit in terms of stats away from Max. But I'll take production and wins over just about anything else. All right, let me see who's here who wants to join the show with me. If I can click on the names. I have, all right, who's the first one up here? Let's see. All right, Miller boy, you're going to get your chance. I want you to ask a question. I want you to say hi to the nation. I hope y'all are still going to be able to see me, and I hope that you can see him too. What I'm going to be doing on some Raider shows going forward during my Friday happy hours is stuff like this where we can interact. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How about you?
What question you got for me?
What do you think of the Houston Texans signing Clay Matthews? If it were to get to happen,
See,
what do you think?
I'm not really too worried about Clay Matthews. So last season he had 8 sacks. He had 33 tackles. But you're looking at a player who's getting up there in age, 32, 33 years old. And I think he is the prime example of, if you're a Raider fan, kind of like Tahir Whitehead, right? Tahir Whitehead had 100 tackles for 4 straight seasons. So you look at the numbers, you're like, oh man, this guy must be an incredible linebacker. Well, not quite. Now I do think Clay is able to produce, but I also think Clay was able to produce in the system that he was in last year. So for me, the Houston Texans, they have J.J. Watt, they have, Merciless, they have pieces that can get after the quarterback, but ultimately, I'm not too worried about Clay Matthews.
All right. Thank you, man. You have a good one.
You too, brother. See you. All right, who else wants to come on here? Let's see here. What do we got? Let's go with Sam. What do you got for me, Sam? So if you guys want to come on the show, I think you can just click, add in, and it should be able to just add you in. So he's connected now.
Yo, what's
up? What's up, Sam? How you doing?
Oh
Can you hear me okay? What's your question for me?
How do you feel about Rico Gafford? Do you think he makes the team this year or not?
So I actually think the Rico Gafford conversation is a really interesting one because I think it actually comes down to whether or not the Raiders want to keep Nathan Peterman on the 53, 55-man roster, if you will. And the reason why I say that is because with the injury to Henry Ruggs, if the Raiders do want to be able to keep a speedster like Gafford, you have him on the roster. Now, if you want to keep just two quarterbacks, and honestly, if I was the Raiders, I would keep Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. And in like worst case scenario, those two guys go down, you have Lynn Bowden Jr. to be able to play quarterback. So if it really came down to it for me, I would actually keep a player like a Rico Gafford who can help me out in special teams instead of keeping Nathan Peterman, to a 3-year to just be our third quarterback. But if it was up to me, I would have Rico on the team. But in my projection video, I did actually have him just missing the cut.
All right.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're watching all our videos, and we'll be announcing a winner here soon for the Crosby jersey.
I love your show.
All right.
Keep it up.
Man. Much love. Much love. All right, let's go to another question here. Who wants to come on the show? Let's see. Let me pull up one more question. Let's see what we got, and then we'll get some more people on here. What's your overall record prediction for the Raiders this year? This one is from Landon VM_10. My prediction for the Raiders is 9-7, or I'm going to say 10-6, right? I mean, there's no reason. When you look at our offense, you look at our defense, it is much improved. However, we do still have a pretty tough schedule. It's the third hardest, according to, I believe, ESPN's FBI. And you're also looking for travel. We travel the fifth most in the NFL, just about 20,000 air miles. Now, I think we need to all, gel together and play a lot better. What scares me the most, I think, is, the start of the season, right? I mean, Carolina, I think that's a win. Week 2 is a tough game against the Saints. I don't think we win that game. Week 3 is Patriots. I think we win. Week 4 is Buffalo. That's a tough game. I do have us losing that game. And then Week 5 against the Chiefs, I have us starting out at 2-3, right? Which a lot of people would be like, Mitch, 2-3, you're killing us. But then we go into a bye. We get 2 weeks to prep for Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We win that football game. And if we can just kind of keep it rolling from there, I don't really care about playing football early well, right? I mean, think about this team last year. We were 6-4, and Raider fans kind of had their feet up on the couch. They were sitting pretty like we're going to the playoffs. It matters how you play down at the end of the stretch. And I think the Chiefs are the perfect example of that, where they kind of battled their bumps, but at the end of the year, there was nobody that was going to stop them. And you could even say the same about the 49ers. So, all right, appreciate the questions. Let's see here. We got over 100 people watching. We will be doing the let's see who I got. We will be doing the Maxx Crosby Jersey Giveaway in a little bit, so, stay tuned for that. And I'll probably do the show for 30 minutes. And, again, the reason why I'm doing the show here on Instagram is we had a little mix-up at work today, and, I was like, well, I got to do a Raiders report. I can't just leave my guys hanging. So appreciate everyone who's tuning in. I know it's a little bit different, but, we can keep doing it. All right, so I just got declined. So let's try to go to somebody else here. Let's go to Audi. Audi, can you hear me? Let's see. What's your question, Audi? Get it ready. What other questions we got here? I see Durango Garubio. Glad I caught today's show on Instagram. That one's from Daddy Dominate. Wow, that's one heck of a name. So, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing? How long you been subscribed for?
Couple months.
Couple months. All right, so you're
Yeah.
still pretty new. So, what's your question, and what do you want me to start doing on the show more? How could you get other friends to subscribe to the Raiders Report?
All right, my question is, after free agency and our draft, what is still the weakest position on our depth chart? What do you think?
If we're looking at just depth chart alone, I would probably still go with cornerback. And as much as I love Trayvon Mullen, I think he's the popular breakout candidate. He is only in year 2, and he's got a lot of tough matchups this year. We add in Prince Amukamara, who back in 2018 was probably a top 5 cornerback if you look at the numbers. And then you had another guy like Damon Arnett. We just have so many question marks at corner, right? Do we think Isaiah Johnson's going to be great? Sure. Do we think, Prince Amukamara is going to be great? Yes. Do we think, Nevin Lawson's going to be better? He is suspended 1 game. There's just so many unknown pieces. LaMarcus Joyner, that's where we're going to get killed. And I think when you look at how the Raiders have been beat in just the last, it seems like 10 years since Woodson's played or whatever. Last season, we were ranked in the bottom 5 in terms of passes of plus 20 yards and passes of plus 40 yards. So I still think that's the weakest part in our defense. Now, how do I get more people to subscribe? What do I need to do?
Clickbait.
No, I try not to do too much clickbait, right? You got to make titles. You got to make things what's happening. But maybe if we do some more giveaways, and I think once I get to 50K subs, we're going to be doing some money giveaways. So maybe that'll get some people to watch.
Clickbait works, man.
Clickbait. All right, you heard it here. If your guys just see like tomorrow, Derek Carr trade, it was his idea. It wasn't mine, all right? All right, brother. Appreciate you. Tell your friends to subscribe, and, stay tuned. We'll be giving away the Crosby jersey here in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Bye. All right, let's bring in another person here. What do you guys say? What do you say? Who wants to come on the show here? Let's go with – oh, okay. One of my most loyal dudes. I got to go with him. Where you at, King? I see it. Accept it. We got 103 people watching. And then what up, Rob Rangel? I got the real baby Tupac. William Gonzalez, SM5909 watching. He's asking about the jerseys. It is coming up here in a little bit. We'll be doing the jersey giveaway. I'm trying to get King Higgins on. He's one of my most loyal watchers from day one. I got Ear Oak 53. Somebody said, yeah, for Oakland. I'm going to miss Oakland tailgates a lot. I've been to a lot of parties in my day, but Oakland tailgates are something like I've never quite experienced before. Should the Raiders trade Trayvon Mullen and a first for Jamal Adams? Honestly, that would be a kind of a tough one for me. I'm going to say no, and the only reason why I do say no is because the Jets want a first and a third. That's essentially us giving up a first and a second, and I think Trayvon is actually going to be a top 15 corner someday. All right, King Higgins is taking his time. Peter is waving at me. What up, Peter? So I got declined again. All right, let me pull up a new question here. Let me pull up a new question. Oh, this one. This is like barrel, like shooting fish in a barrel. What do we got here? How many touchdowns for Derek Carr? All right, let's go. Get it in the comments section. If you watch this later on YouTube, if you watch it later on Facebook, I want you to scroll on down and let me know how many touchdowns for Derek Carr. We'll give some shout outs here. So for me, my original projection for Carr was 27. I see David period 661. He says 34. Richie _Alden 38. Jack says 23. What else we got here? We got Woody watching. Somebody said 17. I'll definitely take the over. LIR 4735. And then we got a 29. So as you can see, Raider Nation is very, very split on one Derek Carr. So on today's show, we talked earlier about, some Henry Ruggs news. I'll kind of re-loop you guys in there. If you live underneath a rock, if you don't watch the show, you wouldn't know that he, kind of got pinned against the truck. Everything's good. He's going to be all good to play for training camp. Maxx Crosby basically said he's going to end up sacking Patrick Mahomes. We'll see. And then coming up here in a little bit, we are going to be doing a Maxx Crosby jersey giveaway. All you have to do to win it is give me a follow on Instagram. And then if you liked one of my most recent posts, it was the one with Crosby on it, then you were entered to win. So hopefully y'all did that. And, hopefully you guys can take advantage of some of these giveaways that we'll be doing. Oh, boy. All right. Let's see here. Who wants to come on the show? Let's see. Hope? What up, Hope? Hopefully you answer, but we'll see. I've already gotten turned down twice, which is it's not what I like. So I think we're connecting. I hear something in the background. It looks like it's kind of a little bit slow here.
Can you see me, Mitch?
Unfortunately, I can't see you, but I can hear you. So what's your question?
All right. How long do you think it's going to take Amik Robertson to beat out LaMarcus Joyner for that slot?
Oh, how long? So
You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
I love LaMarcus Joyner, and I love Amik Robertson, and I'm really hoping LaMarcus can step up, right? Because in 2019, really, really rough year, gave up 69.4%, catch rate. I know it's a nice number. It's not nice in that scenario. But for me, actually, I don't know if other people can hear you, so I'll just reiterate his question. How long until Amik Robertson surpasses LaMarcus Joyner? So for me, Amik is that player where he kind of reminds me of like this Maxx Crosby steal that we got in the 4th round. But the Raiders are really going to try to see what they have out of LaMarcus this season because you're paying him a lot. And next season, he's going to make about $11.2 million. If you cut him, it only costs you $2.5 million in dead cap space. So if it does end up happening, I will say it'll happen by week 6 because a lot of times you see NFL teams make that change after a bye week. So if it gives them an extra, time to prep and do whatever, then you can prep for Tom Brady. But I don't know if it's going to happen. And as much as I like Amik Robertson, I hope it doesn't happen, because if that means it doesn't happen, that means Lamarcus finally stepped up and he's doing what he needs to do, because last season PFF rated 113 defensive backs. He was ranked 111. Y'all know I don't do math. That ain't good. So appreciate the question, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't see you, but I don't even know if you're still there, to be honest with you, at this point. But we'll go to another question. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to OTX Anthony. Can somebody tell me what time it is? I don't have a clock in here. I'm using my phone on this. Can somebody type what time it is?
Hey,
What
Mitch.
up,
Mitch.
OTX?
Oh, my God, man. I love you, man. I love this show, man. I've been subscribed for like over a year, man. Oh, my God. Hey, but
Over a
okay,
year?
so my question, yes. Oh, my God. Like, you're the man, Mitch. But my question is,
Appreciate it.
the question is, what kind of year do you think Jonathan Abrams going to have?
So you don't know
If he
how
comes
much
back
I
fully
wanted to put
healthy.
You don't know how bad I wanted to put Jonathan Abram as like a breakout player, because I think he definitely could do it, right? And you even saw
Yeah.
some spurts last year, and I want him to break out because he's a fan favorite from Hard Knocks. It's just like, appreciate all the times, guys. I think he's going to have a good year. He does, though, need to get a little bit better in the passing game. And what I mean by that is
Yeah.
can't give up the deep ball too much. Like, Jonathan Abram to me is like the way I used to play Madden when I was like 15, 16, where you had the hit stick, and anytime I can lay that hit stick, man, I'm going to try to do it. So, like, for me, I'm going to try to X out a question so people can see your face. Cool. Anytime I could do it, like, that's what I tried to do. But he's going to have a good year. I think he could actually lead the team in tackles. That might be an unpopular opinion, but if he can be around 90 tackles, 100 tackles, can also kind of play linebacker here and there, I think that's really how Jonathan Abram would help us out.
All right, hey, thanks, man. Hey, Raider Nation fucking loves you, man. I swear to God, man. You're the fucking man. Yeah.
I
All right,
appreciate it. The only bad
Have a
thing
good
now is I got to tell YouTube that you dropped the F-bomb on my show. But, hey, I appreciate it. Raider Nation's unlike anything else. And if you're like this guy and you love Raider Nation, I want you all to start typing Raiders in the comments.
All right, Raiders, Mitch, let's go. We about to do it this year.
Yeah,
right,
we
bye.
better. Hey, if we're in Vegas, if you're going to a game, you let me know. If you're over 21, first round's on me.
For sure, Mitch. All right, for sure. Have a good one, Mitch.
All right, brother. That's it.
All right, bye.
All right, who else wants to come on here? Because just so y'all know, I am going to take this video and I'm going to put it on the Raiders Report. So even though it's actually, my IG Live, we'll get producers in the back here. They'll make it all look pretty, and we'll put it up here on the show. So you guys will actually be able to come on the Raiders Report. What other questions do we have here? We'll bring other people on. That's what I like. Let's go with Nick. What up, Nick? Are you still there? Nick Palda? Did I get that right? Nick Palda? If you guys want to come on the show, I think you can request to join, and then I get a whole bunch of people. So we got 114 people watching us live. I don't think it went through. Oh, Mitch. Technology issues. Let's see here. How about now? All right, I think now I sent it to you, Nick. We got 114 people. I mean, if we can keep this bad boy over like 90 people live, I don't really see why there's a reason for me to go early. So that's up to all of y'all. But so I think he declined me. So we'll go to somebody else here, okay? We'll go to somebody else. Let's go to Peter. What you got for me, Peter? Peter Matagrill? Did I get that right? Oh, my God. Who just put all those you boy? What's up, man?
How's it going, Mitch? I'm about to go live on my YouTube channel, actually. But, yeah, I just want to say that I really am a big Raiders fan, even though, like, people would be like, oh, that guy from Vanderpump Rules is a Raiders fan. Yes, I am, actually. So I have a question for you. How many are, like, okay. So Josh Jacobs, he killed it this year, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't he win Rookie of the Year? And how many yards do you think he's going to get this year?
Why didn't he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? It's because he's not a quarterback and he wasn't the #1 overall pick. Like, I don't really have a good answer for you, right? I mean, Kyler Murray,
but it's ridiculous because he did way better than Kyler Murray. His team did way better than the Cardinals. I'm sorry, like that's a travesty.
It's the NFL. I think like their favoritism towards quarterbacks, #1 overall picks, and yeah, when you look at the numbers, I don't really think it's close. But I also think it's because Murray played 16 games, and Josh unfortunately only played 13. But for me, when I really think about the overall potential of a guy like Josh, you're looking at a guy who averaged 4.8 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns last year, He averaged 88 yards per game in terms of rushing. That's third most in the NFL, behind only Derrick Henry, behind only Nick Chubb, ahead of guys like Chris McCaffrey, ahead of guys like Zeke, right? So for me,
Exactly.
we're going to have a better offensive line if Gabe Jackson's fully healthy. You can't stack the box
you better
against us anymore.
Richie Incognito's not. I don't know. I thought his blocking was a little tenuous at best. Yeah.
Ooh, see, I'm a big Incognito fan. The reason why I like Incognito is because, dude, nobody wants to mess with him. Like, he just brings the toughness. True. He brings the Raider toughness. So I put a bold predictions article out there where I said if Josh gets like 300 carries, if he averages 5 yards per carry, he can be around 1,500 yards. And a lot of people might think that's crazy, but you can't stack the box against us anymore because of the speed that we have, the outside options that we have, and I'm hoping it's going to be a great year.
And that's one thing that I have against, because I'm a big Derek Carr fan. I like Derek. So I like the pairing of Derek and John. I'm a big, Well, I'm like here watching my TV screen. I'm like, come on, Derek, you know. And for me, it was a tough year for Derek because they didn't respect other teams. Like, for instance, I watched tape on the Kansas City Chiefs game, and they didn't respect the outside speed of our wide receivers last year. I mean, nothing against Tyrell Williams, but I'm not the biggest fan of Williams. All right, now that
he was okay though. Like I'm gonna back up Tyrell a little bit. I mean, like he had 5 touchdowns,
he had
20
fasciitis. I get it. Yeah.
Plantar fascia. If you take his numbers from the first 5 games when he was fully healthy, that extrapolates to about 16 touchdowns and 970 yards, which I don't think he can duplicate that, but he's still a bigger dude. He was never really built to be that number one, and now he doesn't have to be, right? Because, you know, we talk a lot about Henry Ruggs. We talk a lot about, you know, all these receivers. Darren Waller is the number 1 option in terms of receiving terms, like, on our team. So, like, he can now be the number 3 guy, 4th option in terms of offense behind Jacob. So I got a lot of confidence in Tyrell.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, I got a lot of confidence in Derek. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping he can get it done, because if he doesn't, this will be his last year. But fingers crossed. But hey, man, appreciate you. Appreciate you. We're gonna bring in some other people. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Who else wants to come on? Somebody said I like Derek Carr, even though I'm a Raider fan. Miss Madrid, what up, girl? She said that. What'd you get? I think. Oh, I lost it. Lots of people are Derek Carr fans. Is that right? I'm not quite sure. All right, let's bring up some questions here. We got 109 people watching. I'll try to run through some of these rather quickly. I like this question a lot. How many turnovers will our defense have this year? So I think when you talk about taking that next step, I really think it does come down to not just like sacks, right? Like not just – you need to be able to force turnovers. And a way to do that is with extra pressure, but it's also with guys that can make plays on the football. And I think with our versatility of our defense – if we can kind of just be like top 10, like, I mean, if we could be around, if we could get like 15, 16, 17 interceptions, I think that would really, really help us out, because a lot of times defenses don't really fear our turnover game that much, right? I mean, Eric Harris had a few good plays, 3 picks last year, 2 of them turned into touchdowns. When you can really just change the field like that, that really helps us out. So I'm hoping to have a lot of turnovers this upcoming season. All right, we're going to bring somebody on here. Let's see if we can get Gabe on here. If you guys want to join the show, remember, I am going to upload this to our main Raiders Report channel. And I don't know, maybe like 5-10 minutes from now, we'll announce the winner of the Maxx Crosby jersey. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up? All right, so we're talking a lot about offense. I want to go to the defense side of the ball. You know, for watching the Raiders, because I've watched your channel for the last 2 years, I would have to say, what do you think our main problem was on defense? For me, it was penalties and letting up the big ball, because we'd always get to 3rd down and all of a sudden they get like a 20-yard catch, and that would totally immobilize our defense.
So I don't disagree. Like, you see how like your camera's moving a lot? A lot of times I think when I talk to people, when their camera moves, they get nervous. And I think our defense got a little bit nervous. So like, I think when you, no, I'm just playing with you. I think giving up big plays, though, comes from not really knowing your assignment. And I think Paul Gunther's defense a lot of times was very confusing. And when you look at a lot of the injuries that we had, not just last year, but even 2018, then you lose one of your defensive captains in Vontaze Burfict, it's kind of really hard to know exactly what your assignment is. And I think a lot of our players are more of man players. Like Damon Arnett's going to be a man guy. LaMarcus Joyner's a man player. And I think, you know, even Trayvon Mullen, press corner man. But we played a lot of zone, and I think zone sometimes you get exposed, and I think when you don't really know your assignment, that's when you get exposed. So that's part of the question. You had another part in there, but I don't really remember it.
Honestly, I don't really. Oh, I was gonna say, do you think we're with all the guys we got, like Arnett, just like a bunch of athletic guys and a bunch of hard hitters? Do you think we're gonna get a lot more penalties on PI and like on the defensive line? How we got like a lot of offsides calls and
so like penalties have always been an issue, and I never really when I first started covering the Raiders, I was like, I heard this. Penalties go against the Raiders more than any other football team. And for anybody out there, if you see a crazy Raider penalty the entire season, I've started a thread on Twitter. If you just look up Raiders penalty thread on Twitter, you'll be able to see all the crazy calls. But, man, there were so many calls last year where, I just think, like, the Mo Hurst, he had a sack that turned into a penalty. Maxx Crosby hit on Patrick Mahomes. I do think we're gonna have penalties.
Rodgers too.
Yeah, Rodgers one was really bad. There was a phantom, like, pass interference. But then the Vontaze was a little iffy. I think if he wasn't Vontaze perfect, obviously he doesn't get suspended for the whole year. We're going to have penalties. That's part of the game. But if you had asked me right now, like, Mitch, do you want to be a perfectly sound football team? Of course I do. But I also do want to bring toughness, and I do want to bring that physicality because teams do fear that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping the penalties get cleaned up a little bit, but that also comes with, a young football team.
You think Maxx Crosby has potential to win Defensive Player of the Year?
Do I think he has potential? Yes. However, I don't know if he's going to be able to put up the numbers. And what do I mean by the numbers? Like, I just think we have a lot of other pieces, and Max is going to be on the football field a lot. But if some of these other players step up, you just never know. But as much as I love Max, he's still not in the caliber of guys like Aaron Donald, and even Chandler Jones is one of the most underrated defensive players in the league. Like, he's had over 13 sacks for like 5 straight years. So I love Max a lot, but it's year 2. Let's see what happens like year 3 and year 4.
Well, with all those penalties taken back, I think Maxx Crosby could have gone defensive player or defensive rookie of the year because he would have had like 13, 14 sacks if he didn't get those penalties called back. And I mean, when you look at all of Maxx Crosby's statistics compared to Nick Bosa, they're almost virtually the same. And the only thing is, like you said, with Kyler Murray, he was a first-round pick, and this guy came out of Eastern Michigan. No one really cares.
See, I mean, I love I love Crosby, but I do think that Bosa did actually help his defense out a little bit more than what Max did. Now, Bosa played him more snaps.
You got to look at the defense that Nick Bosa came into. You got Richard Sherman. You got Armstead.
Better defense.
You got
I'm not gonna argue.
You got all these guys. Maxx Crosby had like.
The only thing that I think that differs from Crosby to Bosa, and I'm not trying to rip on Crosby because obviously I love the dude, but Bosa's a little bit better I think in the run game as well. So, but hey, appreciate the question. Tell your friends to subscribe. Keep watching. We'll be doing the Crosby jersey giveaway a little bit. Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right, brother. See you. All right. So, do you guys want me to do the Crosby jersey giveaway now, or should I do more questions? I'm going to leave it up to you. So, if you want the Crosby jersey giveaway, I want you to type 1. If you want to do more live Q&A, I want you to type 2. So, you guys let me know. Whatever votes I get is what I'll end up going with, and you guys can decide. So, no matter what, we'll do the Crosby jersey giveaway. But if you want more Q&A, we'll do more Q&A. So, either like 10 more minutes of Q&A, then Crosby jersey giveaway, or I'm just going to do Crosby jersey giveaway now, and then I'm going to peace out. So I'll let you all decide. I'll let you get your votes in here. Seeing a lot of ones. So you got a thumbs up, got a 1, got a 1. Okay. To me, it's looking like we're going to do, somebody said 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are options. I just like, it's going to be either 1 is Crosby jersey giveaway now, and I leave. 2 is more Q&A, and then a Crosby jersey giveaway. So I'll let you all decide. I'm seeing a lot of 1s, though. So somebody said 3. Okay, cool. So what I want you to do, all right, because the people that are watching right now, I think, y'all deserve a chance to win. And I think, you guys are great. So I want every single person that wants to win a Maxx Crosby jersey, okay? I want you right now to just start spamming Raiders in the comments section. And the first person, I shouldn't say first person, we're going to let that happen for like a minute. And then I'm going to pick one random person, and then I'm going to say your name. Then you got to DM me on Instagram, and I'll get all your, shipping addresses, and we'll get all that kind of good stuff. Does that sound good? So I see people watching now. I see Lorenzo. I see Bobby. Lockhart. I got Raiders Media is watching. T. Mahara, 14. We got Karen, 16. Miss Madrid, Pie Guy 78's watching, Opium Drew. So keep them coming here. We're going to be doing the Crosby giveaway here in a little bit. Felicia Study, G Hughes 207. Studsy's watching. Official Isaiah Bryce, not Bryce, is watching. What's up, man? Katie Guy. Who else? 8 Marcos. Okay, so I'm going to do this, though. We're going to pull up somebody. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the person that wins the Maxx Crosby jersey, I appreciate everyone who's typing Raiders. I want you to request to join the live show right now. Whoever I pick to join, you're going to be the winner. Cool? So you have 15 seconds to request to join this live video. Once you request to join, I'm going to go through and I'm going to look, and I'm going to pick the guy that wins. Cool? Awesome. All right, so let's see. We got some people requesting to join. I'm going to click in. We're going to find some people here watching, looking, scrolling. Different people here. If you request to join, you have a chance to win. Okay. We'll let them keep coming in here for a little bit. Keep them coming. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. So I'm gonna pick somebody. Let me see. All right, I'm going to do it randomly. Ready? All right, so the winner of the Maxx Crosby jersey, I just sent you an invite. So once you join the show, you'll win the Maxx Crosby jersey. So the winner of it is, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Oh my God.
Congratulations, you're the winner of the Maxx Crosby jersey, but I also know that you've been a loyal watcher for a long time. I know you liked all the posts that I did, and I know you've been sharing a lot of the stuff that I did. So I really appreciate, all the support you've given me, and I appreciate, repping the nation as hard as you can. And if you're ever,
I've been of yours for a minute now, so
only 1 minute. No, that's actually a saying that I never heard until I moved down to Dallas, Texas. So I remember the first time I heard that, someone was like, a minute, and I was like, I don't really get that. But hey, I just want to say congratulations. Just DM me after the show. We'll get all your shipping addresses. We get sizes, unless you want to tell everyone on here your size. That's up to you. No. But seriously, I appreciate you watching the show all the time. Hope you continue to share. And if you're ever in Las Vegas, hey, first round, it'll be on me. I promise you.
All right, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Cool. Much love to you, and tell everyone to subscribe, watch the show. Cool.
Yep. Cool.
All right, man. I'm gonna be sliding your DMs here shortly.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right. See ya.
All right.
All right, man. That was my guy Hughes. Shout out to him. He won the Maxx Crosby jersey. Appreciate everyone that's watching the show right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys have never seen the Raiders Report before, please go check it out. This is normally what it looks like. I have a lot better setup in my studio. Go subscribe. It's at youtube.com/Raiders Report. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, I am at MitchellRens365. Now, to make my life easier after the show, I'm going to do a live end screen so you don't have to see that horrible guy in the tuxedo. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. If you want to watch more videos, you can click this button right here. It's going to take you through the latest news, rumors, and all sorts of episodes. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can click this button right here. Just remember, love y'all. That one's for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. And subscribe to the Raiders Report. Do it. Click these buttons. Go Raiders.